Hi, Maverick. This is Michael from BetterTOEFLScores.com. Free high quality TOEFL lessons, my friend. And you're a TOEFL Speaking Bootcamp course student. You're working to improve your speaking, and I'm getting ready to listen to your practice test. So, what is it? You said here in the email you sent me, Michael, please listen to evaluate score and provide feedback on my independent speaking practice test number 10. So, which do you like, to travel or stay at home when taking a vacation? Notice how the actual question gives you a clue as to what kind of grammar you can use. You see the infinitive, to travel, right? Or to stay. So you might need to use infinitives as you explain these ideas, right? Okay, so let's get... All right, I got the speaking rubrics here for the independent speaking task. This comes straight from ETS. I'm not making this stuff up. I'm just going to grade you according to the descriptors that we see, the competency descriptors for the independent speaking, and see where you fall, where your speaking falls, right? Okay, here we go. Let's see how you did. So I'm going to listen to it the first time, and as I listen, I'm going to look at the rubrics to get an idea, and I'll give you an estimated score. Then we'll listen to it one more time.
On vacations, I would like to travel rather than to stay at home, because I like to meet new people and new cities. I always traveled to new cities on my vacations. The last year I traveled to Cusco in Peru, which is known as Inca City because they built amazing infrastructure in Cusco with amazing engineers. So I could appreciate in person this amazing engineer the last year. Moreover, when I traveled to Cusco, I met new people. One of them was Camila. She became my guide,
I like the
and
example.
now she is curious to come here to my homeland, and it would be amazing if she come here.
Okay, I think I got it. So as I was listening to it, I'm thinking, where are you? I'm thinking in the two area right now. So the main thing is delivery and also some problems with your language use. So I'm going to put you between 2.0 and 2.5, let's say 17 to 18 points out of 30. That would be my guess right now. Okay? So let's listen to it one more time and I'll give you a little bit more feedback.
On vacations, I would like to travel rather than to stay at home because I like to meet new.
I would just say not I would like, just say I like to because I like blah blah blah. So don't use would. It puts you into the hypothetical realm and then you have to worry about all these things after that. Just say I when I'm traveling, I like to go on vacations.
People and new cities. I always traveled to new cities on my vacations. The last year I traveled to
I would put I always travel, not traveled. So when you say always, you're talking about a habitual action, something which is ongoing, something you regularly do. The simple present verb tense can convey that type of habitual kind of reality. So I think the simple present works better than the past
Cusco in Peru, which is known as Inca City because they built amazing infrastructure in Cusco.
because they what now? Let's go back. So let me listen.
Cities on my vacations. The last year I traveled to Cusco.
Okay, so last year, you might say to illustrate. How about to illustrate as a transition word to introduce a more specific idea? So to illustrate, I traveled
In Peru, which is known as Inca City because they built amazing infrastructure in Cusco with amazing engineers. So I could
with amazing what? Ingenuity, maybe?
because they built amazing infrastructure in Cusco with amazing engineers.
I don't know. With amazing ingenuity, I think you might be trying to say there. So you're having some considerable problems with your pronunciation there. It could be a problem forming the word, maybe a problem with a word formation kind of a thing, but it is making it hard for me to understand you. So I'm going to adjust my score even lower than 17 to 18 points.
So I could appreciate in person this amazing engineer the last year. Moreover, when I traveled to Cusco, I met new people. One of them was Camila. She became
One of them was Camilla. Instead of saying she became, say who became. I would use who there. Show you can use an adjective clause there to connect that dependent clause back to the main part of the sentence. And remember, I would say who became, not become. Listen to that one more time.
so I could appreciate in person this amazing engineer the last year. Moreover, when I traveled to Cusco, I met new people. One of them was Camila. She became
You could say one of whom if you wanted to, and then begin the new sentence, or one of them, Camilla, and then say who.
my guide. And now she's curious to come here to my homeland. And it would be amazing if she come here.
I would say it would be amazing if she came here. So it seems like you're having some problems with what's called present impossible situations. If I were in Peru, I would be talking to you right now. Means I am not talking to you because I am not in Peru. So be careful about present possible, which means you need simple past tense verbs. You have past impossible, which means you need past perfect tense verbs to convey that implied reality. How about these? Let me give you 3 examples. If I have time, I will go to Peru, right? So that's a present possible condition. If I had time, I would go. It means that I will not go to Peru because I'm busy. So that's present impossible condition. Now, if we frame this as a past impossible condition, I would say, if I had had time, I would have gone to Peru. I could say it like that. So I don't think that you have complete control with your verb tenses when you're conveying those present and past implied realities. That is my take on that. And there were a few words in there, these multisyllabic words, be careful about because I couldn't completely understand what you were saying there. So I'm going to put you at 15 to 17 points on this practice test because of some limited control and some grammatical problems with your grammar and also some problems with pronunciation, especially with multisyllabic words, longer words. You're leaving out a syllable, not pronouncing it clearly, and that's making problems with your intelligibility. What can you do? Because you're one of my online TOEFL course students, I want you to do some practice in the pronunciation area of my course. I want you to practice syllable division and grammatical word endings. That's exactly what you need to do right now based on that practice test that you just sent me.